Hello there and welcome back to Build with the Boys. We now have issue 79 of Hachette's Build This Doll's House. Now these are slightly later than normal, and the reason why is because, rather sadly, you might have noticed, my little friend's gone. We've had a bereavement at Building the Boys Tower, and our little build roommate Gozer has gone to the big gerbil wheel in the sky to join his brother Zul, who died a couple of years ago. All very sad. We've got a very sad Jack today. But you know what? He lived a full life. He was loved and he was sport rotten whilst he was here. So, it'll be all right. So what are we doing in this one? So in this one, we are papering a lot of walls. And these are all for the Peter Pan's room, which means we've officially started the third floor. We don't need to bring the house over for this one yet because we're not installing these walls. We are just doing an absolute ton of papering. We've got a little bit of build to do when it comes to our pretty bits this month. So it's a buildable decoration rather than just a straight decoration. But what we're going to be doing is papering, a lot of papering, all of these walls. Now this is a different material to what we've been using up to this point, and that's going to be the theme of this month. So a lot of these materials are different to what we've been using. So later on in this month's pack, we're going to see our first taste of the outside walls. So you're going to get a feel of what that's going to feel like, what that's going to look like, what the outside of the house is going to look like. We got our first taste of that. Peter Pan's room is a very unique construction. Every floor on the top floor is unique in that it's not like the other floors in the house. They have curved back walls. There's plastic construction going on in there. Peter Pan's room is the only room that isn't accessible. So you can't go in from the front of the house. You can't view it from the front. It's a top-down room. It's something that if kids were going to play with it, they have to play from the top. It's just the way the design is. But the very large tower that sits on top of Peter Pan's room is removable. So it sits on and sits off. You lift it off to be able to play with it. That's the way it is, I'm afraid. Peter Pan's room is limited in the access it has to it. And it is very, as I said, a very unique build, a very unique structure. The other two rooms are fairly straightforward, whereas Peter Pan's is made up of a lot of little walls. So we've got to paper all those little walls. So that's what we're going to do. If you haven't yet, please remember to like and subscribe. That helps our channel massively. We recently hit a milestone where we crossed 2,000 subscribers, which is absolutely huge, and a lot of you are to thank for that. We really do appreciate your help and your support. And we love that you want to swing by and build the doll's house with us. But without further ado, let's get this open. Let's look at our pretty bits and let's move on with the build. Okay, so this is our pretty bits for this one. This is a key one, a very important one to Beauty and the Beast, and it is the magic rose. Let's have a quick look at the table first before we start assembling up, and you can see the detail of that. That's lovely, right? So you've got these two dudes holding the table up. It's very ornate, very pretty. But what we're going to do is we're going to install the rose. Now, you might think it's as simple as just, and I suppose it is as simple as just putting the rose on however you want, but what I'd advise is before you just go jamming the rose in anywhere, how do you want your table looking? Do you want one of these dudes looking out? Do you want it to look like that so the rose is head on? I'm thinking I like that style. I think I'd like that to be the front of the table. So I can explain. I put a screwdriver through my finger whilst building the Titanic. So if you wonder what's going on there, that's what's going on. Be careful your screwdrivers, people. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our rose. And we're going to find the best way for this to go. And I'd like that petal facing kind of frontwards. And we're going to see how this fits. Because if this holds, I'm not gluing it. And it does hold, so I'm not gluing it. Now, it's up to you if you want to glue it or not. That's your choice completely. But I've test fitted this, and this goes on so tight that I don't think you need to. I don't think you need to cake this in glue if you don't want to. And it means that you can adjust it or change it or do whatever you want to do. I know our friend Ken has done a rather lovely little modification where he's added some little rose petals to the inside of here because obviously you know the story, the petals fall from the rose. I'm sure he'll have that on his channel very soon. I'll pop a link to his channel in the description below. You can swing over there because he's got a lot of modifications. I guarantee he shows you how to make those little petals at some point. So that one's going to go on there. Then we're going to take the cloche. Yeah, the cloche, that's what that's called. And we are going to cover this over like so. Push down, right down, get it nice, and there we go. And it really is that simple. And that's it. So you don't need to glue it. I've not glued it. I'm not going to glue it. And I think that's going to be fine. If you want to glue it, you go ahead and you glue it, right? I'm not saying do as I say. I'm not saying do as I do, but I've chose not to. And it means that I can adjust it any way I want. So if it goes into the house and I'm kind of thinking, actually, that guy's foot jutting out of there is getting in the way, it means I can alter it. And I can have the rose however I want, you see? So that's my advice. Let's move on to papering a lot of walls. Okay, so we've got a lot of walls that look similar in this. Like these two look identical, but I can assure you they are not. We need wall 29 to start. Now, which one is which? Well, wall 29 has this screw point here in. So it's not right to the corner, whereas the other one, you can see it goes right to the corner. So that is not wall 29. This one is wall 29, so that's how you identify that one. So we're going to turn this one over. This will be the bottom. So this peg here will be fitting into the house itself. So this is the bottom. So we have a guideline up here as well. You can feel the guideline. You might not be able to see it on camera. Oh, you can. You can see that. That's our guideline. Okay, so it's got a paper ready. So what's harder to differentiate between the walls is the wallpaper, because each of the wallpapers has to go on the correct wall for your pencil in it. Now this is the one you need. You'll only have one that's got this big white line with a thin pink line. I'll show you what I'm talking about. The other ones aren't like that. So this one's a thick white line with a pink line running through it. That is the wallpaper we need for number 29. Okay, so preparing the back of it. It's been a while since we wallpapered anything, isn't it? We are going to fit this one right up to the edge and right up to the top of this guideline. And again, if you're not happy with it, adjust until you are, and then we're just going to go. Okay, am I happy with that? I am happy with that. Right, so now we're going to go. Smoothing it down as we go, and then there we are. Okay, so taking our microfiber cloth, which I've got just here, just going to smooth this, get any air bubbles out. Don't smooth too hard because there is obviously the window hole underneath. So that's where we are there. Now, let's do some trimming. So we'll take this one over. We're going to take this edge off here first. So we're going to screw all the way along. Remove that piece. And now we've got to take our window out. Now, they say to do it from the other side, and I'm like, because I'm guessing we've got a puncher to get through here, but use my finger as a guide. Yeah, I don't like this. Is there another way we can do this? Because this doesn't feel... Oh, we're in. Yeah, so sure about that. Now, there's going to be windows that are going to cover this, but at the same time, there we go. I do want to be careful. Yeah, see, that looks... you can see how wrong I've gone there. That's okay. I'm sure we can tidy all that up. God, this is not... This is weird. You know what? That's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to make us some spacers. There we go. Now we can actually see what we're doing. So we can take this out in sections rather than it just assuming that this is all coming out. There we are. So we can move sections from this rather than guesswork in exactly where it's coming out of. God, that is ugly as sin. Pig zero this. Jesus, look at that. Stay at that. Really bad. All right. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Jesus, look at that. All right. Let's clean this up. That's really bad. I hope you have better luck with this than I have. I mean, it's not, I mean, like I said, a window's going to cover this. There's no concern. But let's clean this up. So there we go, all tidied up. I really wasn't happy the way I did that. I mean, absolute pig's ear of that. So when we do the next one, which is this one over here, which is 31, I'm going to try and find an easier way of cutting that out. See, this is the problem. They ask you to cut it out from here, but if you miss and you go through here, it feels like you're cutting out the right way, but you're not. So it's, I don't know, it's a tricky one. It's a bit of a weird one, that. Let's see if we can figure out a better way. So this is the wallpaper you need for this one. I'll show you the way this one's going to go on. So there's a stud there. So that is going to go on this way. Okay? So that's where we're going. So this large white bar here is going to stick to the left of the pin. Let's get this papered. Okay, so that's this one papered, and that's how we're looking there. What we're going to do is we're going to take that way around, take this piece off here. Now this is a nice easy bit. Trimming this is always simple because it's just a straight line. There we go. So that comes off nice and simple. Now we have this weird window to contend with again. So, how are we going to do this? Let's see if we can find a better way. Can we find a better way? I think I found my Achilles with these windows. Everything else in modelling I find quite simple. These windows, I'm finding a bloody nightmare. I don't know why. That looks weird. Okay. Yeah, so that's where the tab will be. So we're going to go over it. There we go. Okay, so we're going to go a little bit and we're going to hit the tab, over the tab and pull. There we go. Now we should be going on diagonal down here. A little tab, over the tab, and that should bring us back to where we were. So, yeah. All right, now what we want to do is I want this to come off in one go. But will it? But will it? Ha-ha! There we go. Yeah. Yeah, Scott's happy with that. That was a lot easier the second time round, so that needs tidying up. But other than that, yeah, we're bang on. So let's tidy this up, move on. Okay, so that's those done, tidied up. Happy, get those out of the way. We're moving on to this window here. Now this is nice and easy. We know exactly where that's going to go. This is the wallpaper we're going to be using. So it's 3 stripes, thin white strip here, large white strip there. That's the one we're using. And the way round it is going to go is big white strip that side. So that's the way around it's going to go. So the thicker of the 2 white strips is going to go that way around, and we're going on there like so. So let's get this papered. Okay, so that's that one paper. Now, what's weird about this one is we're about to trim out 90% of the wallpaper. We're going to lose in this one, so we're going to flip it over. We're taking out this entire section. So we lose most of the wallpaper we've just put on. We've just got an echo of the wallpaper left here. Now, again, don't worry about your edges too much because you will have a window slotting into here that's going to cover up magnitude of sins. Not to mention, this is going on the side of the house. You'll probably never really look at it unless you're playing this from the back. You'll never really see this side of this wall, so don't panic too much. But try and be as neat as you can. But again, as I said, if there is any problem, it's not the end of the world, you know. So that one should. There we go. So that much comes out. I'd hold on to that. That's a nice big chunk of wallpaper. If you ever need to do a repair job, you know, you've got it. So it's worth holding on to. Now we're going to take out this section here. Again, this should be quite easy. So we're just going to tuck that in there, drag our blade along, and that should. And it does. There we go. So that's that one off. Let's have a look at this, how this wall now looks. Yeah, I mean, that's what we're left with. Very little, very, very little. But that's what we've got. So, yeah, that's that one done. Nice and easy. Now let's move on to the 2 flat walls. So we need wall 32 next, and that's this one. So the difference between these two is, again, you can see this one's got a hole there. This one don't. So that one is wall 33, don't need that. This is wall 32. This is the one with paper in, so put that down. Now we'll find the paper for it. So the paper for this one has 4 stripes. You should only have 2 sheets of paper left at this point and a tiny sheet. So these are the ones you should have left. You want the one with 4 stripes for this one. So what we're going to do is, again, this should be nice and easy because minimal trimming. We've got the bottom guideline there, top guideline there. Let's get this one papered and then we'll trim it off. Okay, so you can see which way around we're going from the tab. So this thin red strip here is close to the right-hand side as you can get. Our large white is close to the left-hand side. And then we are just going to go. There we go. Smooth this one down. And then it's just a case of, oh God, see. Panic then. That's a piece that was stuck to the rag. Wow, I thought I ripped it. Small heart attack. Flip this one over. And then we're going to trim this piece off here. So, there we go. So that's that one off there. And then we have it. So that's that one done. So we've only got one piece of wallpaper left now, right? So we know exactly which one's going on. We've got one wall left. So we know which wall we're doing next. We're doing this one. And we're using this wallpaper by process of elimination. So it's nice when you get to the end. You don't worry about, oh God, which one am I using? Is that the right one? Is that the wrong one? It's got to be that one, hasn't it? So again, thick white line goes to the left. Thin to the right. Okay, so that's how we're going to go with the pin at the bottom. And now we are just going to go. There we are. Smooth this one down. Again, I'm just checking this one for loose bits of wallpaper because I don't think my heart can take it a second time. There we go. Smooth this one down. And then what we're going to do is flip this one over and we're going to trim off that piece of excess there. So that's the excess off. Nice and simple. And then that are the main walls papered. Now we do have another wall, this very thin little wall here. Now we know exactly what wallpaper that's going to take because it's got to be the, well, it's got to be the thin little piece, hasn't it? But it doesn't go that way round, it goes that way round. So the thick, more wallpaper stuck to my hand. The thick white line goes to the left of this little piece of wall here. So let's get that one ready. Okay, so again, thin to the left, well, thin to the right, if we look at it this way, the larger one to the left, and then that's it. So that's all you got to do on that one. Flip this one over, trim that piece out. So we're gonna put our blade along here. Another one. Here we go, straight off, no messing. And then we have this little wall there. So that's it. That's it for the papering of the walls. And that is it. I thought we were going to install windows, unless I've completely skipped a bloody stage, which I probably have. No, I haven't. Okay. We're going to be bummed the one is the next one. Let's have a chat. So that is 79 done. And just like me, it was nice and simple. But that's all done. So it's just a lot of papering. But it's done, I suppose. That papering's done. That's not all the walls of Peter Pan's room. It's not. So we've got the adjoining wall between Peter and Donald's room. We've got the back walls as well. Now the back wall of Peter's room is part of a ceiling. It's a weird construction, but you got to get used to it because we're getting a bit weird with the roof being angled, and you know it is what it is. And then we're going to have windows popping out of it and going around. It's unusual, this one, but don't worry, we're going to be all right. Now, at some point you're going to need a screwdriver. Okay, not for a while yet, but you are going to need a screwdriver. The screwdriver I recommend is one of these. This is a Wera PH01. PH01. Sorry, this is a Wera completely given the wrong Wera. Wera PH0. Yeah, Wera PH0. I swear by it. Because this will do 90% of what you need to do, right? So you get one of these, you'll be good. Wera PH0, that's what you want. Makes a huge difference, because at some point you're going to screw together the tower, and if you don't own a screwdriver at this point, don't just be thinking it's like, well, I've got this enormous screwdriver here, I can just, no, that's not going to cut it this well. So Wera PHO, what you can do with this one is it's got a rotating end. So what you can do is you can put that in the palm of your hand, so when you're holding it, you can rotate the screwdriver. That's how that works, you see? So nice and easy. Otherwise, you're doing this and getting over that. You can put that against the palm of your hand. You can rotate. Nice and easy. Now, none of the screws that you're going to be putting in are you're not going to be wrench anything. You're just going into plastic, so it's quite easy. There's only about 5 or 6 screws you've got to put in. But if you haven't got one, get one now. You can get this about £3 on Amazon. Get yourself one, because you will need it. There's been nothing more frustrating than all your magazines turning up and then find out you try and do it with a butter knife and you end up buggering it up. One of the biggest household accidents in A&E are people using knives as screwdrivers. They put them through their hands all the time. And even with screwdrivers, you can see, I put a screwdriver through my goddamn finger. So pick a good screwdriver. That's all for this one. We have got more coming up. We're going to do the rest. Now, the reality of it is, if you're watching this when it first goes up and you're expecting the next 3 to follow, they're not. They'll be tomorrow. Jack's very upset about the gerbil. I need to go and spend time with him. I just do. I'm on dad duty. That's the way it is. So if you are watching this on the Sunday night this went up, there won't be any more after this. They'll be on Monday. So Monday evening, you'll get the rest of these. We do have other videos coming up on the channel as well. So if you are interested, naturally, in the Disney Dolls house, you might have seen the video we did for the upcoming magical theatre that's being released in Japan. If you haven't seen that yet, we have got a video on the channel from Hachette. It's the Disney Magical Musical Theatre. It's lovely. It's really nice. I don't know if it's going to be released in the UK. If it is, we will bring you the news about it. But we'll keep an eye out and let you know. We do have another Disney thing coming up on the channel. So my son is a collector of Lego, and we have got some Disney Lego to show you that is really rather lovely. So we'd like to share that with you as well. So that will be coming up again tomorrow. So you'll get the remaining 3 Dolls House builds, and you'll also get the Disney Lego as well, which is really nice, worth looking for. If you haven't yet, please remember to like and subscribe. If you are one of the subscribers, thank you so much for supporting the channel. It really does mean a lot to us. You can contact us at buildwiththeboys@outlook.com, where we'll be happy to answer any of your questions, or if you don't want to do that, you can pop it in the comments down below. If you are working on anything, if you're making modifications to your doll's house, we are going to be doing a video on the channel showing everyone's work. This is what they've been up to, this is what they've done, this is what they did. Or if you have a Disney collection or anything like that, we're showing people's collections as well, because we're sort of throwing out and getting the audience involved as well. I've received some lovely pictures from people of things they've done and their collections, and I've had some nice Disney collections and all kinds of things. So we're going to be showing them. So if you'd like to share that with us, send us a photo to buildwiththeboys@outlook.com of your collection, your modification, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. If you're like, I've got a Disney kitchen, I'd like to see a Disney kitchen. I'm sure other people would as well. Send it in. We'll feature on the channel. If you do send me a photo or a video, please put on there, happy to share, so I know that you are happy to share it. If you just want to show me and you don't want to share it, say, hey, check this out, then I won't share it. I'm not going to violate your trust that way. That's how we do it. So as long as you put happy to share, I know that we can share it on the channel. If you don't put that, I won't share it. Thank you for stopping by. We will be back very, very, very amazingly very soon with more Disney Dolls House, the final 3 for this month, where we will be constructing a lot of Peter Pan's room and beginning the outside of the house as well. Very exciting. In a world where you can be anything at all, please just be nice. And I will see you very, very soon for more from Build with the Boys. I'll catch you then.